Hey there, I'm the GeekMaster, and as I'm sure you can tell from the look of me, it is very hot in here, even though it's 11 o'clock at night, and I am very uncomfortable because I really don't like the heat, and my hay fever's been a pain. My eyes have been sticking together, I've been sneezing, and it has not been very nice at all. I really hope it cools down soon and the pollen settles as well. Yeah, I know people like the hot temperature. I don't. I really don't. And I would put the fan on, but no, my luck, it'll just get in the way of the noise on the video. So I'm having to put up with the heat for a bit. I'm doing this for all of you. Remember that. I'm suffering from the heat for you all. That's how much you mean to me. Anyway, this video I'm going over the pile here, which is a mixture of anime and manga. I think some of it I've picked up just from eBay and some of it's new. And yes, I did say anime and manga because there's an anime in there as well. I've only recently started including that on the channel with the Comic-Con pickup video, which was also the last video I think, and I apologise for that gap. Hopefully there'll be more soon. I've got my eye on a couple of bits and it's payday in about 3 days, so yeah. Anyway, hope you've all been well, and let's get into the pickups, starting with the anime. There's only one. Now, this anime is, it's volume 5, there's 6 parts, and obviously collector editions as well. However, I've had the first 4 of these for a while, so it's good to finally grab part 5, and I can really get part 6 at some point. I have all the manga for these, so I'll go into little details in a minute. I don't actually think these are very much in CX, it's just they're very few and very scattered and nowhere near me. So you could just buy it off eBay. Or very little difference. I can't remember how much I paid, I think it was about £3. I think this goes for 50p a quid, so allowing 250, £3 allowing for delivery. So this is volume 5 of the anime of Chobits. So this is a series I've known a long time. There's 8 parts to the manga. Yeah, 8 parts to the manga, and it's one I first read, I think renting from Southend Library, which is how I started with manga. Renting from Southend Library, reading it, wanting for myself, finding new series that way. But we're talking like 12, 13 years ago now. Now I just do research or just find random ones on Amazon or Reddit, etc. But this is one I got from the library years ago, and I actually completed my manga collection for the series thanks to Manda, so thanks to her. So anyway, as I said, Chobits. So this is Chi, and she is a Persicom, which is another short form of personal computer. Except, as you can tell, these ones are more Android-y. They look like humans, they serve various jobs like connecting to the internet, checking emails, searching stuff up online. So basically like a smartphone in the shape of a person. She's a special one called a Chobit. And she says special purpose has these special powers, no one knows why. But all they know is that she's not to be touched in a specific place, because if it does, it will reset her. Only her special person can touch her there. And I'm not even going to tell you where it is because I'm sure you can guess. If I open it up, here's the disc. That is Plum, who's also a Persicom, but a miniature version. So thinking like if she, who's a full-size one, was a PC, she'd be like the mobile phone, tablet kind of thing. This volume is also called Disappearance. They all have different names, but I can't remember what they are. I haven't seen all the anime much, not for a while, but I haven't read the manga for a while either, so I might have to. I believe it's by Clamp, who have done, I think it did Tsubasa, and there's another one beginning with X, but I can't think what it is, which is annoying because I've got a few of it and I quite like it. It's been that long since I read it. Yeah, that's not good, is it? But yeah, it's actually a really good series, I will admit. Slightly adult in places, but nothing hardcore. I mean, I think the 15 rating shows that. It is a good series though, and if you're into, I guess, romance or slice of life, manga, anime, I'd recommend it if you haven't watched it or read it. It's a good show. And yeah, that's Choppets. And now we go on to the manga. Mostly series that have been covered before. I think there's 1 or 2 new ones though. So we'll do these 2 together because this series is definitely featured on the channel. I'm talking Pokemon again because there's always Pokemon. Be it cards, games, books, whatever. So first of all, we have Pokemon Journeys Volume 2, which I bought from Waterstones after randomly seeing it in there, not knowing it's out yet. And this is where they follows the Pokemon Journeys anime, which is the Sword and Shield version, or the current one. Well, actually no, they're in like the 2nd or 3rd series of it, which is called Journeys, whatever, but you get the idea. It basically follows the anime where you get Ash, i.e. the same Ash from before with Pikachu, and his new friend Go, whose aim is to catch one of every Pokemon. It just follows the 1st series of this Sword and Shield anime. Different stories. So I haven't got around to reading it yet, but I've watched the series. Little bits I have looked at in here. Yeah, it matches it, and it'd be good to have a read of it actually. I think volumes 3 and 4 are out later this year. I think volume 3 in August and volume 4 in December, I think. To look forward to it, and I hope they do more of these. Even go back, it'd be pretty good. They've done movie ones for a long time, so it'd be good to have, although space is definitely becoming an issue with manga, 100%. And talking of the Pokemon movie mangas, second one, which is for Secrets of the Jungle, which is the latest Pokemon movie featuring Zarude. So this is actually, I believe, a prequel to the movie. I haven't seen it. I know it's on Netflix, so I need to watch it. But yeah, this one I can't tell you about, apart from the fact it features a kid who I think is called Coco, based on the Japanese film. Yeah, Coco, and Zarude, who was a new legendary introduced in Sword and Shield. So yeah, I can't tell you much about this, but it's a prelude to the movie, so I'll have to read that sometime. I bring you a slight intermission here because I actually forgot one manga I bought, so I just thought I'd throw it in now. So sorry if the video seems a little bit cut up. This is a 3rd Pokemon manga I bought, and it is this. Sword and Shield Volume 3. And this is the manga interpretation of the Sword and Shield games, featuring Gloria, her, and Victor, him, as they go around the Galar region, well, catching Pokemon really. Haven't read it yet. It, I think, follows the game's plot generally, but obviously twists like unique characters, different Pokemon they catch, etc, etc. And this whole series is the latest entry into the Pokemon Adventure series, which has dated back since Red and Blue. So all I can say is it says that they feature in the gym challenge, taking on the gyms, getting the gym badges as per normal for Pokemon games. And we can also tell it has other bits because it's got Rose and Oleana on the back there. But if you read it, you'll see what I mean about it. It's different, like the Pokemon they catch, little entries here and there, who does what, etc. Generally a good read as well, the series as a whole. This is volume 3. I think they normally go up to 12, so still got a while to go. Didn't even realise it was out, just saw it by chance, like the Journeys one. So I bought it, and yeah. If you're a Pokemon fan, I'd highly recommend the Adventure series. As I said, it started off being called Pokemon Adventures, and then as of Diamond and Pearl, I think it was, it started being called the game. So Pokemon Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, Black and White, X and Y, Sun and Moon, and now Sword and Shield. And there have been remake ones as well. So there's also entries in there for Fire Red Leaf Green, Heart Gold Soul Silver, and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. So I assume at some point we get Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Possibly even Let's Go, I don't know. But it's a good series overall. I highly recommend. Sword and Shield 3. Okay, another series I've definitely featured before, which is UQ Holdout, which is the Negma follow-up series. I've just actually managed to start reading these because I've had a backlog and busy and or whatever. So this is volume 6. So I've got the first few now. I think there's 28 in the series, so not as many as Negma, which is like 38. And again, it follows all sorts of like witches and wizards and all sorts of magical people, and features some cameos from Negma, which I'll cover in a minute. But I think I prefer Negma, but it's not a bad series so far. It's quite enjoyable to read. But yeah, basically, if you know Negma, you'll know a lot about it, really. If not, it's about, as I said, wizards and sort of, I guess, witches, but there's also other magical stuff like vampires, etc. And, how do I put it? They're like a magical team who are, as far as I remember, trying to preserve the peace. Yes, I've started reading it, but it's a little while ago now. So, it's trying to preserve the peace between the magical people and the non-magical people. Could be slightly wrong, but I think that's it from what I read. I remember Negma much more because I've read that a lot more. So, yeah. I'll do a proper review on it once I've read more of it. I've only read, I think, the first 2 or 3 chapters, I think. Yeah. Well, it's not been much. But one thing I do like, as I mentioned, is the return of characters from Negma. And I found this volume, I think, for £2 on eBay. So I bought it. It's a little bit later on down the line, but I don't really care about that. It's volume 13, and it pretty much features nudity on the front cover. Yeah. But what's significant is her, i.e. the non-naked girl. She is Asuna Kagorizaka, who is pretty much the main girl from Negma. And she has, well, I say she has medical abilities. I believe she can cancel them out more than anything. So she's pretty much the main girl from Negma. So it's good to not only just see references, but also have them on the front cover. And as I said, this is like way after that last one I showed you. I've got the first 6 and now this one. So I won't be reading this for a little while, but I got it where it's cheap. But for what I can tell you, yeah, it features Negi, who is called Negi Springfield. He was a 10-year-old medical teacher in Negma. And I know the series features, I think it's his grandson or something like that. So, yeah, it follows on from Negma. It's not as good in my opinion, but it's still enjoyable to read if you've enjoyed Negma, 100%. And I said I'll give a review once I've read more of it. Okay, 2 new series for the channel. One I'm not so familiar with, one I'm a lot more familiar with. So we'll do the not so first. And it is Maison Ikoku, volume 11, which I've also picked up for about $2.50, I think, off eBay. Haven't read much of this series, but I've got 7 of them apart from this one. It's either 1 to 4 and 13 to 15 I got, or 1 to 3 and 12 to 15. I can't remember. I think it's the first one. And it's about this, I think, from what I remember, it's about a guest house, basically, and all the stuff that goes on. So, yeah. Again, it features a bit of adult stuff, but I kind of expect it in a lot of anime and manga now. Nothing hardcore, though. But this one is just a slice of life, living in a hostel sort of hotel situation, really. It's a good read, though. I also believe this is quite an old manga, if I remember rightly. But I'm not sure how old. But yeah. So, been looking for some more of these to add to the collection and finish off the ones I have. So glad to find one cheap I didn't have. So, yeah. That's good. Out of interest, for those that do know, it's actually from the creator of Inuyasha and Ranma Half. I can never know if it's Ranma Half or Ranma 1, 2 or what. But you'll know the one I mean if you're a fan of it. And it's always nice to see other series from the creators. Like, I didn't know the author's name before I started reading it, but I knew of like the Inuyasha and Ranma. So it's good to see other works they've done as well. Okay. And the last one is one I'm much more familiar with. And it is this. Oh My Goddess, the Fourth Goddess. So this is all about... Right, so basically there's this kid and he phones up... I can't remember who he's originally phoning. It's been a while since I read it. But he's phoning someone and instead accidentally phones a goddess helpline. And she comes down to Earth to help him and grants him a wish. And his wish is that a goddess like her will stay with him forever. And it's granted. And so she has to live with him. Obviously they start getting closer together, forming a relationship. Her two sisters, her name is Beldandi. I think his name is Keiichi, I think. And also her two sisters, Erd and Skuld, come down. For those that might not know, Beldandi, Erd and Skuld are all based off Norse mythology. I think it's what, Erd, Skuld and Verdandi. They're also, I know, featured in Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So yeah, that's kind of cool touch. And it all just features around their life together and the relationship between the guy, Keiichi, and Beldandi. And this features a fourth goddess called Payoff. I haven't read it yet. It's also not quite the manga I was after. It was advertised being volume 12 in the series, which I have a few of. But it's actually still a cool little side thing to have. And it's only like £2, so I'm not too worried about it. So I'll have to give this a read at some point. But it's a good series actually. It's like comedy, romance, slice of life. It's good. It is a good series. I think it's also quite a classic and old one if I remember. Yeah. A lot of these, yes, I know, I can't remember much, but it's been a while since I've read them, and they're ones I've been looking to get into. So that's why I've bought them. And, well, eventually I'll get back up to date, I guess, or grips to where I know what's going on with the series. And I'll do, like, updates, I guess, based on that individual series or stuff like that. For example, this one, I know there's some anime I've been keeping an eye out on, which is like £2-3, so I'm probably going to add that. I used to have some of it, I believe, actually, as well. So that'd be a cool touch to have, so I quite enjoy watching it. Slight spoilers, that Beldandi, for example, the episode I remember is that she doesn't get drunk on alcohol, but will get drunk on Coke / cola, depends what you want to call it. And basically she's granting lots of wishes and good luck to people while drunk, and Keiichi gets a load of bad luck, and to be honest, it is quite funny, really. So yeah, highly recommend it. It's also called Ah, My Goddess, so you might see it under that name, but for information, it's by Kasuke Fujishima. So yeah. Anyway, these have been my latest manga and anime pickups. I'm sure there'll be more soon, especially with payday just coming up. And I apologise for the slight vagueness. I said I really can't remember. Some of them it's a while since I've read, but I'll sort something out about that. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Have you read any of these? Do you have any suggestions or recommendations for any I should read? Or do you even know where other sites for getting manga from? Because I'd love to know, to be honest, apart from like eBay and Amazon. Thank you for watching, and may the geek be with you.